Hello and welcome to the next Lukozer retro game review video, and for this one it is RVF Honda. I do seem to be doing an awful lot of racing games lately. Oh. So this was published in 1989 by Style, I think that's their name. It's the lot who did or published Stunt Car Racer. Now, having published Stunt Car Racer, you would think, okay, these guys know a thing or two about decent racing games. So this had, yeah, quite a task on its hands to live up to that. So this is another motorcycle racing game. Although it's completely different to No Second Prize, which I reviewed not all that long ago. So here we are on the main title page. So you do have to create, it's not an account as such, but you have to create a rider. These two were already on the disk image, so here we have me, and then you can check the history of the rider. As you can see, I have not exactly done very well. One start, one crash, no wins, but I do have one lap record. If we have a look at the various tables, well, championship table is irrelevant because I haven't done a championship. If you look at all of the riders, you can see that I've done absolutely fuck all nothing. Lap records, yes, I hold the record for the first track, Tetbury, but that's it, largely because it's the only one I've actually raced on. This is a game that I did have back in the day, though it is one of those games that I acquired, shall we say. Now it's also a game that really annoyed me back in the day for a couple of reasons, but the biggest one is this one down here, the data link. So the game was written so that you could link two Amigas together via like the serial link or whatever, and yeah, you have two of you racing against each other, or at least it was supposed to have that. But the version that I had and my schoolmate had, I don't know if it was the crack, because yes, we did have cracked versions. But selecting data link, it just came up straight away, no link detected, but it didn't even attempt to find it. It was as if it had been programmed purely so that if you selected data link, that was all it did, printed up that message. So they could say, yes, it has that feature, but amazingly it never works for anyone. So I don't know if that is genuinely the case, but that is certainly how it looked. Now, as far as the presentation goes, well, this is it. Prior to loading, you do get a piece of extremely uninspired music, and then yeah, that really is about it. So anyway, let's get a game underway. We shall do a test race. I'll choose the Tetbury circuit again because I sort of know my way around it. So let's have a practice here and see how we do. Now the first thing you want to do is get on the bike, which involves pressing fire in time with his footsteps. Once you are on the bike, it is manual gears, there is no automatic gear option. It is very easy to get the gear changes just completely bollocksed up. Anyway, then in the practice there isn't very much to have to avoid. There are the occasional sort of like roads, obstacles in the road, which basically consists of these sort of patches here, which will slow you down. During the race, obviously, you will have other riders which you have to watch out for. You'll also have things like oil slicks within the road. So, new fastest lap, that's not really saying a great deal because this is the first lap I've done. With this one being a flying lap, we'll see how we do here. Sometimes if you go over that patch which can slow you down, you can also fall off. So I'm not going to have too many goes of this because, oh fucking get on the road you. I was doing alright up until that point. Yeah, I was set for a sub minute. I'll have one more stab then at this practice and then we'll get out here and head straight for the race. Slowed down there. I think I may have got away with it. Yeah, this is the toughest corner of the lap. I think that will be a sub-minute, yeah, there we go, 58.22. Right, so we'll head out of there. We don't need any more practice. I have qualified on pole. So let's give the race a try. Very slow off the line. Fucking hell, I'm amazed I didn't come off there. I hit a few bikes. And now I'm very slow away from that corner. So I'm currently in 5th place, despite starting in pole. That's not doing all that well. Fucked it again. So, right, currently in 4th. But it looks like those other 3 bikes are way off in the distance. Oh, yeah, okay, here comes one. And off the fucking track again. Okay, up the 2nd, and the leader is not that far in front. See if I can see him. And in fact I'm ahead of him, but not for very long. Now this chicane here, you don't even have to move and it just rides straight through it. That's a bit shit, that. Okay, so now I'm in the lead, but how long for? Not long. I've got this cunt who's just come along and straight past me. and now it's fucking shot straight past me again. And now I came off because I ride too fast over that fucking patch. So now I'm going to be fucking last. So, well, I started off okay, but now completely boxed it up. Yeah, so now I'm last. Fucking big deal. Oh fucking hell, now he's just come on from nowhere and shot straight past me. Oh, I thought I was coming off again at that fucking patch. So I'm now at the 5th. Oh, you fucking cocksucker. So, final lap and I'm down in 6th place. That's where I finished the last time I played this. I'm not going to stay in this position for long, I'm pretty sure of that. Currently in 4th. 3rd and 2nd are right up ahead of me. Okay, looks like 3rd will be as far as I go. 2nd place is right up ahead, but couldn't fucking even though I got a new lap record there. Oh, there you go, 3rd place. Well, there you are. So that is one go of RVF Honda. So alright, let's start up another race, and yeah, I don't actually know. I won't get that one. No, not that one. I want a nice short lap. Fucking no way. That looks like Donington. Yeah, it is. No, not Mallory. Cadwell's a long straight, but after that, yeah. The old Silverstone. Yeah, that may not be too bad. Right, so let's get a review then underway. The presentation is staggeringly bland. There really is nothing to write home about at all. Graphically, it's it looks very dated. It didn't even look. It was quite dated even back in the day. So yeah, not any great shakes. It's not awful, but yeah, I sort of expected better even in '89. The audio is fucking horrendous. Oh, fucking hell. I mean, that sound of your bike, the engine, oh, it fucking goes right through me. Fucking hell. But then I suppose that does make it realistic, because I mean the sound of the motorcycles going up and down the fucking road outside here is fucking unbearable and fucking annoying, and so is this. But the thing is, this doesn't sound anything like a motorcycle. It sounds more like a machine that's in a factory. It's not a fucking motorcycle engine, that's for sure. Also, the way the gears work is a bit weird. You may notice that revometer, it never goes past the orange section. It goes up to the start of the red line and just stays motionless there. It's very rudimentary how they've implemented the gears. In fact, rudimentary is a word that is going to crop up a lot when it comes to describing pretty much every aspect of this game. The sound is as rough as hell, and yeah, pretty rudimentary. The control system is quite rudimentary. The way that the gears work, the actual controls themselves, they are unbelievably sluggish. You've got to start the turn well before you are in it, and then you've really got to pull out of the turn by moving in the opposite direction. Otherwise he doesn't straighten up anywhere near fast enough. So yeah, the way the controls have been done, let's just say they could have been better. The sort of random nature of the obstacles in the road, that sort of patch that go past, sometimes you can go through it no problem, other times you'll come straight off, and you have absolutely no idea if you will or not, so it is bloody annoying. And the trouble is, trying to avoid them is a lot easier said than done, because the rudimentary nature of the controls and how sluggish they are means that by the time you see it, there is almost nothing you can do to avoid it. Right, well I'm not going to get anywhere in this fucking race, but let's give it a go anyway. According to this, my grid position is pole, even though I came off on every single fucking lap. Yeah, okay, alright, so here we go. Now at the start, you do have to press fire button when the light turns green, and then away you go, everyone in the same rudimentary controlled bike. The engine sounds of the other bikes is, well, they're certainly a lot better than yours. Yeah, that's about the only good thing I can say about the audio at all. The audio really isn't, yeah, the audio's shit. Not too fine a point on it. So the combination of, pretty rudimentary graphics, especially the roadside graphics, I mean, look at them, they look so fucking basic. I reckon a Commodore 64 could have done better. Then, yeah, the horrible sound and the really sluggish control method all adds up to a game you would imagine is fucking awful, and yet there is something strangely compelling that draws me back to playing it. It's not that it's a great game, it's in no way a great game, but it's okay. I despite all of its flaws, I've played far worse games. And yeah, it does rather strangely bring me back for another go every now and then. I mean, you compare this to something like fucking Super Hang-On, which is just a fucking pile of shit. I mean, alright, the Amiga version isn't quite as horrific as the Commodore 64 version, but it still isn't great. I mean, this is infinitely better than than that. You know, Super Hang-On is just a fucking waste of a disc. Couldn't have fucked that up more if I tried. So, although it's not a great game at all, it's not awful. So, you know, it's not going to get a, you know, fuck off out of 10 or anything like that. Fucking, yeah, I'm stuck in 5th gear. I'm trying to change down, but again, this fucking control system is not so what do I rate it? I would rate this, oh fuck it, that fucking corner just keeps doing me over. So I would rate this 6 out of 10. So yeah, it's not an absolute pile of shite, but it's not one that I would say, oh yeah, you've got to rush out and get this. No, you don't. So I'll finish this race. But yeah, two goes of this is quite enough for me for now. Changing it, because you have to be pulling down on the joystick to change down. You can't just, it's not, you know, fire and up, or you know, up and fire changes up, but fire on its own changes down like so many. No, on this it has to be up and fire to change up, down and fire to change down. Fire on its own does fuck all nothing. What a place to get that turn where the fucking engine noise is at its worst. Well, at least I'm back in the first gear again. Although I am stone dead last. Fucking hell, yeah. Oh, there you go. So, race over. What a fucking bollocks up that was. So that is RVF Honda then for the Amiga. 6 out of 10. It's not bad, but I certainly wouldn't go out of my way to be playing this one. You may want to give it a bash, but I doubt you'll be coming back to it very often. That brings this review to an end, and we will see you at the next one.